All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Nicole, your instructor or your tutor for today or for this session. I am truly thrilled to welcome you back tonight. Your presence here shows about learning English. In our first two lessons, previous lessons, we accomplished a lot. We learned the names of all 26 letters in the English language, and most importantly, we learned the basic sound that each letter makes. That was challenging work, and you met it perfectly. Tonight, in this session, we will have a deep mastery and practice session. We're going to slow down even more. We need to focus on deeply on the physical feeling of every sound. Your goal here is to make the letter sound an in your lips, in your tongue, and even in your throat. So, this physical memory is the secret to clear speaking and reading fluently in English. So, let's make every sound perfect for tonight. And of course, hopefully, forever. We have two main exercises tonight, matching the sound to the letter and then matching the sound to the word. Are you ready for this tonight or for this session? Let's take a deep breath together and begin. Okay, again, for today or for this night, we are going to focus on or we are going to have an exercise, which is, of course, about our topic on letters. I believe we are already familiar with letters since that is or that was our main topic for the last two sessions. But of course, we are going to have a quick review about that. This is the alphabet, English alphabet. And the English alphabet has 26 letters. Okay? All of them here, as you can see, these are all the 26 letters in the English alphabet. What are we going to do here is first, let's say all the letter names from A to Z one time. So this just helps us warm up and get our voices ready. I will say the name and I want you to repeat it clearly and slowly after me, or even with me. You can do it with me, okay? You can repeat or you can say the letter while I'm also saying it. All right, sige. Let's try from A to Z, the letter name only. No pronunciation yet. Let's start with A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Wonderful. That was smooth and perfect. I hopefully you're able to get that. Okay? You clearly know, of course, the alphabet names well. Now let's turn our full attention to the sounds. Again, we are already done with the letter names, the names of these particular letters, which are all 26 in total. For this first part, or for the second part, I will say um we are going to say the sound. The sequence here is that we say the name of the letter and then its corresponding basic sound. Okay? Remember, try to think about how these letters sound like from our previous sessions. Okay? Again, this will go like this. A, B, B. Okay? All right, let's try. A, A, B, B, C, K. Let me try again. Let's go back. Let's go back. Again, name of the letter and then its sound. Let's try again. A, B, B, C, D, D, E, E, F, G, G, H, oh, like exhaling, like breathing out. I, E, J, K, L, O, M, N, 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 O, O, P, P, Q, a combination of K and W, right? If you remember it. Anyway, let's continue. R, 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 you're curling up your tongue. S, S, a hissing sound. T, T, U, V, V, W, W, X, S, S, Y, Y, Z, Z. All right, that's wonderful. Again, those are the different letters in the English alphabet and its corresponding pronunciation or sound. You did a great job. But let's see if you still remember, of course, the different letters, how well you know your letters in the English alphabet. Or again, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to do two exercises for today. And of course, these exercises will be focused only on our topic, which was about the letters, just to see how well you know the English alphabet or the English letters. Okay, let's start with the first exercise. This is identify the letter. From the name itself, of course, what this particular exercise will flow on, I will show you a letter and then you will identify what is this particular letter. Okay? Again, I will show you a letter and then tell me the name of the letter. Okay? After telling me the name of the letter, I will also be asking you to practice, perform, and show me how this particular letter sounds like. Okay? That is our first exercise. Let's try to do a warm up. Let's try to see if you get the instruction. We are going to start with this one. Okay. Again, for this particular exercise, I am showing you a picture of what this particular letter looks like. And then, of course, you tell me in the chat box what is this particular letter. Or you can tell me how this letter sounds like. Okay? I think that's better. Especially if you're only chatting. You can tell me how this letter sounds like. Okay. All right. Here, the letter that is showing is the name of the letter is C. C, the third from the first or from the start. This is the letter C. Now, how does letter C sound like? Do you remember? It sounds like, again, again. It sounds like this for a moment. Let me type something. Okay. Do you have the same thing in mind? It sounds like this, right? If I'm not of course, this is the correct pronunciation or this is the basic sound of letter C. Though, yes, letter C has multiple sounds, but we're going to focus on the basic or the common sound that letter C makes, which is k. So here, the back part of your tongue, as I mentioned, a while ago, or on our last session, I'm sorry, on our last session, it must press up high to the soft roof of your mouth. So this action, it blocks the air because it's supposedly be blocked. So you try to push the air out quickly when your tongue moves away. No voice at all. Okay? So it just goes like this. Let's make that sound of the sound of the letter C, the basic sound of the letter C, which is, again, press the back of your tongue up hard, up. So you must feel the air stop completely for a second. Then it goes. If you put your hand in front of your mouth, you should feel a small burst of air. Okay. Try again, feel that stop and release. What letter is it? This is letter C. Okay. We move on to another letter. Great job, everyone. How about this one? What letter do you think is this? Or how does this letter sounds like? You can also type out how do we pronounce the name of the letter. This is letter H. That's how we pronounce its name. But what is its pronunciation when paired with other letters to make up a word? It's like breathing out. It's like exhaling. So it goes like this. So that is the sound that the letter H makes. This one. Okay. That's how it sounds like. So as I've mentioned in our previous session, that your tongue here, it stays completely flat and relaxed. So the air flows out gently from the throat and through the mouth, almost like a sigh. You're breathing out, you're exhaling. So you can feel the warm air come out as you pronounce this particular letter. It's really just air. No, you're just breathing out the air. It's the most relaxed sound we make here. So do not move your tongue. Your mouth should not change its shape at all. You can just say it slowly, just air. We only need the air being pushed outside. Okay? Again, this is letter H. The name of the letter is H. How it sounds like is, okay? All right, for a moment, let me check because as I observed, okay, it's all good. I'm referring to the presentation was cut. It's all good now. Let me check one more time for a moment. Okay, that's good. Anyway, we're going to continue with another letter. Again, this letter is letter H. How it sounds like, it's exhaling, breathing out the air. Okay, very good. Simple, gentle air is what this particular needs. Let's move on to this one. Mm, what is this letter? How do you pronounce the name of the letter? This is L. Again, this is letter L. L. Now, how does L sounds like? What is its basic pronunciation when used in a word? It is here the tip of your tongue must touch the hard ridge right behind your top teeth. So the air must go out the sides of your tongue, not over the top. Okay? So this is L. Again, the name of the letter is L, but how do we pronounce this letter? It's just L, L. It doesn't need anything. Just L, L. In its pronunciation of its name, which is L, we just remove the E in the front and we remain the L itself. So it sounds like L. Again, L. So you hold the sound and you try to feel the sides of your tongue. Okay? So you must feel the continuous vibration in your throat. Here, let's check. Continuous vibration when you say it. Ooh, ooh. There's literally vibration there. It's vibrating. So check if the air is escaping around the tongue. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Hold it long and steady. So that is, again, the letter L. How it sounds like. Cool. So that strong voiced side release sound is our letter L. Okay? Great job feeling that air. Let's move on to another letter. But for a moment, let me just put it here because the presentation keeps moving. Anyway, we move on to the next letter. This is letter S. Again, the name of the letter is S. How does it sound like? Do you remember the hissing? It sounds like what? It sounds like s, s. So it's a continuous hissing sound. You make a long hissing sound here. So your tongue must be close to the front. But of course, you try to not touch the teeth. Make sure that the air is continuous and never stops. Your throat must be completely silent here. So say it again. S, s. Which letter? S. Perfect friction sound. The tip of your tongue, again, here comes very close to the spot behind your teeth. It just creates a very narrow or small tunnel. Okay? Next, we move on to this. What is this letter? This is letter X. Again, this is letter X. How does letter X sound? How does letter X sound? It sounds like it's a combination of what letters? Do you remember? You can type it in the chat box. What is the combination letter here to make this particular sound? X, X. Again, the name of the letter is X, but the sound, you remove the letter E in front. So what remains is the sound, is what's the combination to make this particular sound. Those are K and S. So that is our pronunciation for this letter. The letter is X, the pronunciation is X. So this is two positions, okay? Because again, this is a combination. The two positions for from the first, which is the K, the back of the tongue blocks the air, and then for the S, the tongue tip moves forward for narrow channel. So two quick movements um is what you will be doing here just to create two fast puffs of air. So this one is tricky because it's two actions. So you try to say them very quickly together. S, s. Make sure your voice stays completely off the whole time. Try to say it faster and faster so that you really will be able to naturally pronounce this pronunciation or pronounce this sound of letter X. That difficult blend is the letter X, and you handle that complexity well. Very good. Let's move on to another letter. Letter D. Now, what does letter D sounds like? D. This is the fourth letter in the English alphabet. Okay, let me give you a clue how we should pronounce this particular letter. Now, the tip of your tongue, it should firmly touches the ridge behind your top teeth. So the air stops completely and then it just bursts out. So you can tap the spot behind your teeth, inside. You feel the strong vibration in your throat when you try to say this sound of this letter. So you can always remember that the letter D, it uses the same tongue position as letter T. Okay? But of course, here in letter D, you must turn your voice on. So what is the sound of this letter? The name of the letter is D. The sound is D, D, D. It's just T, to be honest. D, D, D. Or if to make it more clear, we can just say D, D. Actually, it's a short vowel sound here. D, D. Not da, okay? Not da, but D, D, D. It's a short vowel sound, so you almost don't hear the sound here. So again, D, D. Make a quick sound so that you the letter or the vowel sound after letter D will not be emphasized. Okay? That's letter D. Excellent voicing, everyone. We're going to move on with another letter. What is this letter? This is letter. What's the name? You can type, you can share to us how it sounds like. I mean, the name, how it sounds like. This is letter Q. Now, what sound does letter Q make? This one. It's also a combination, the same with X. Now, this particular combination, how does this sound like? This sounds like Q, Q. Again, Q, Q. So you start here by making your lips very small and round. And then your tongue position, the back of your tongue, it starts high. And this is a glide, everyone. So the lips must move quickly from round to open. So again, remember this sound as you can see in this particular text. This is a combination of movement. So round your lips first, then speak. Kwa, kwa, kwa. You let your lips slide open. That's what gliding means. Again, the glide looks like this. Small, you make your lips very small and round, and then open it. That's gliding. Like this. Okay? That is gliding. Here the sound is kwa, kwa. So that is how you do the sound of letter Q. You let your lips slide open fast as you say the sound. So that quick double movement is really essential to make up the sound of letter Q. So let's try to say it clearly. Kwa, kwa. Okay, very good lip control there. Let's move on to another letter. This is the first letter in the English alphabet. How does it sound like the name of the letter? It's A. Again, A. How does it sound like? What is the sound of this letter? How do you pronounce it? It's just ah. So you open your mouth wide here, wider than normal, and spread your lips slightly. The tongue here, it should be kept low and flat in the front of your mouth, okay? So open wide. You should feel your jaw drop a lot. Don't let your tongue arc up. We don't need that. Keep it flat and low. Try to try to hold it long, and then that low wide vowel is the letter A. Again, ah, ah, ah. That is letter A. Next, we move on to the letter K. Again, we move on to the letter K. Now, this is the name of the letter, as I've mentioned earlier, letter K. But how does it sound like? It's the same sound with letter C. What does the basic sound of letter C? It's just like this. How it looks like, it's the same with its sound. It's just that the A in the end, it's totally removed. So instead of K, you're just saying no A at the end. Okay? So the back part of your tongue must press up and block the air. You try to push the air out strongly when your tongue moves away already. So let's try to make that sharp and voiced sound again. Push that air out firmly and quickly. Remember, the sound is identical to the C letter, or the C sound we practice, and that's this letter is K. Again, this letter is. All right, let's move on to the next letter. What is this letter showing? Type it out in the chat box. What's the pronunciation of the name of the letter? This is letter P. Again, this is letter P. So here, as you can see, P, P, you try to close your lips completely. That's how you also do it when you pronounce this letter. Now, the name of the letter is P. The pronunciation of it or the sound is, do you notice something? So it's like releasing a strong puff of air, right? So you hold the air here and then you try to press your lips as tight as you can and then release. Hold air, press your lips, and then release the air. So that's why there's a strong puff of air there. So you can feel the strong puff of air on your hand as you try to pronounce it. So if you turn your voice on, you are saying B, which is what we don't want. This particular letter is voiceless, meaning that if we try to check, if we try to touch our throat and if it does not vibrate as we say the sound, then that is voiceless. Let's try. You can put your hand here in your neck and try to feel the vibration if there is. No vibration at all. In comparison to letter B, 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 there is vibration. So this is the voiced version of letter P. P is the voiceless sound and letter B is the voiced sound. Anyway, again, this is letter P. The sound it makes is strong puff of air. That is letter P. Good air control, everyone. Let's move on to another letter. This is letter E. Again, this is letter E. 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 Now, how does letter E sounds like? Sounds. What's the sound of letter E? E. It is eh. Again, eh. It's loosened. Eh. So mouth is medium wide, open. Lips here are totally relaxed. It is not spread. It is not round. Just relaxed. And then when it comes to your tongue, it is flat. It is resting slightly forward. So it's not touching the top or the bottom of your entire mouth. Now, let's try to make the sound again. Eh, eh. One more time. Eh. So that is the letter E. Again, the name of the letter is E. The sound it makes is eh. Again, eh. So You try to check your jaw. Look at the mirror. So it should be about halfway open. Is it? So the tongue here should be quiet. Quiet, it's not high or low. So the sound comes from the middle of your mouth. Again, this is letter E. Letter E. Let's see how far we've gone. Oh, well, almost half. We're almost half of the English alphabet. After this, let's take a quick break. Oh, how about this one? What is this letter? This is letter W. Okay, again, the name of the letter is W. 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 That is the name of the letter. How does it sound like? What's the sound of this letter? You are free to share the pronunciation of this letter. It sounds like woo, woo. It's more of like this, sorry. Woo. It's quick. As you can see, as what I'm doing, woo, woo. You round your lips very tightly into a small forward facing circle, just like you're kissing. Woo, woo. So, the tongue position here, it starts high and then back. So you try to glide, I'm sorry, you try to glide your lips open very quickly into the next sound. Woo, woo. So here, again, tight, round lips. Make that quick gliding movement. So if you don't use your lips strongly, the sound is wrong. Try holding the tight lip shape first. Woo, woo. That is W. Again, the name of the letter is W. The pronunciation or the sound is woo, woo. Okay, good effort on the lip rounding, everyone. Let's take a quick break of 1 minute. Okay, because we're already half of our exercise one. Okay, 1 minute is up. We are going to continue with the second half of our exercise one. Let's have this one for a moment. We're going to do the next letter. Okay. Again, so far, the letters that we did, let's recap or review. Is this one? Or are these ones? We have letter C. The name of the letter is C, and then the sound is K. So I'm going to say the name of the letter first and then its corresponding sound. Okay? The first letter is C. Next, sorry. H. Huh. L. L. S. S. X. S. D. D. Q. Qu. Qu. A. A. K. P. H. H. Again, this is P. I forget to put its corresponding sound. That's P. Quick P. Next, E, E, W, W. And now we're going to have the next letter, which is letter J. Again, the name of the letter is J. J. What is the sound again of letter J, if you remember? Tell me what's the sound of letter J. I know you know. You can always share it in the chat box. The sound of letter J. It is ch, ch. So the tip of your tongue here, it touches the ridge. It's trying to block the air, and the middle of the tongue stays high. So here, air is pushed through the small gap, okay, which causes a vibrating friction. And of course, sorry for that. And of course, this is a voiced sound, meaning your throat vibrates here. J, j. So, j. That's how it sounds like. This is what it looks like. It's a combination of letter D as well as j, z. Sorry, that's one. J, j. Okay? So you can feel the air and the voice pushing through the small block. So it is a strong voiced sound that starts with a quick stop. Again, the name of the letter is J. How it sounds like is j, 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 j. It should be voiced, meaning your throat vibrates when you try to say it. J, j, j. Okay. Let's move on to the next letter. Are we familiar with this letter? What's the name of this letter again? Try to type it out in the chat box. What is the name of the letter? This is letter F. Again, the name of the letter is F. But what is its pronunciation? What is its sound? It's it's just so your top teeth here, it lightly, it lightly touch the inner edge of your bottom lip. Again, your top teeth, it lightly touch the inner edge of your bottom lip, the inside of your lip. It's biting, not really that strong. It's just at the top of it. So you try to push a continuous stream of air through that particular small gap that it creates when you put your top teeth at the bottom lip, inside of the bottom lip of your bottom lip. Okay? So you try to hold the sound again. What is its sound? So teeth and lip together. Make sure the air is continuous, not stopping or starting. No voice must be used here. So what is again the letter? The name of the letter. F. The pronunciation. Okay, very good. Let's move on to another letter. This is what letter again? This is the last letter in the English alphabet. Do you remember the name of the letter? How it sounds like? What is the name of the letter? That is the letter Z. Again, letter Z. So the tongue tip here, it comes very close to the spot behind your teeth. Z, Z. No? So here, there's continuous air pushed through the narrow channel. And of course, your voice here is on. Obviously, it's vibrating because it creates a buzzing sound. So it just makes the strong buzzing sound, just like this. Try to touch your throat or your neck and feel the vibration. If there is a vibration, then that is a voiced sound. If there is no vibration, then that is a voiceless sound. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, feel the powerful continuous vibration in your throat. Okay, this is the voiced partner of a letter S. The letter S, the sound of letter S is not really causing any much vibration to your throat, so that is why, in comparison to letter Z, S is voiceless, just like this. S- No vibrations at all. But we go back to this letter. Again, the name of the letter is letter Z. Its pronunciation is a buzzing sound. S- That is letter Z. Great job turning your voice on, everyone. Let's move on to this one. What is this letter? Do you remember what part of group is this? Is this a vowel or a consonant? That is a vowel sound, okay? Vowel sound. So you open your mouth wide, your lips here are relaxed, not really rounded. And then, of course, when it comes to tongue position, it must be pulled low and back in your mouth. And the voice is obviously on. Okay? Oh, oh. This is a voiced sound because, again, as I've mentioned yesterday, all vowel sounds are voiced sound because it uses the voice to create those sounds that they should be making. So that is letter O. Your mouth is wide here, your tongue is far back, and you try to create this sound. Oh, oh. You make the sound low and deep. Do not round your lips forward, keep them relaxed. The letter O is the letter here. O is the name of the letter. The pronunciation is O. O. It's short. Okay, let's move on to this one. What is this letter showing? You can share to us the name of the letter. That is letter B. Again, B, just like this particular animal, that is a bee. So this is letter B. But do you know the pronunciation of this? I've already mentioned it last week in our first session on letters. That is B. Again, B. That is how it sounds like. B. It's a quick B. It's quick. Okay? So you try to close your lip completely here. Same as letter P. And of course, the air stops completely, but then it bursts out. So the voice is on here. So let's try. Close your lips and then now speak. Feel that immediate vibration in your throat and lips. That small vibration is the only difference from P. So this is the letter B. Voiced. Okay? Voiced sound. Next, we have this one. What is this letter showing? This letter is showing letter V. The name of the letter is V. How does V sound? What is its particular sound or pronunciation? Do you remember? It's just Mm. So your top teeth here, it's slightly touching the inner edge of your bottom lip, same as F. So it's continuous air pushed through the small gap. That's letter V. Again, teeth and lip now buzz. Feel the strong vibration. So that is a voice partner of F.
which make the sound long and steady. Okay, let's move on to another letter. This is letter T. The name of the letter is T. How does it sound like? T, t, t. That is letter T, obviously. Now here, the tongue position for um this one is when your tip of your tongue hits the ridge behind your, top teeth. And of course, the air here is stopped and then realized in a quick, sharp voice or puff, let me say. So you try to make that quick, sharp sound, feels, the strong puff of air on your hand. The tongue must move very fast. Mistake to avoid: do not start the sound with your face. What letter? I. To make it creative, if you can, okay? So that is letter T. Again, the name of the letter is T. How it sounds like is T. Next letter, I. Yeah, I'm not mistaken. It's letter I. The name of the letter is I. What's the sound of letter I? It is this one. E. E. It's a short E sound. So you make that particular short sound. Your mouth here, it should not be wide. No, it's very small. Keep your tongue held high and forward to make this particular sound. So it's short and high sound, which is letter I. Again, the name of the letter is I. Sorry for that. The name of the letter is I. Its sound or pronunciation is E. Again, E. Okay? Let's move on to the next letter. This letter is, what is the name of the letter? You can type it out. You can share it to the class. What is the name of the letter? Like, try to type it out. How we should pronounce the name of this particular letter. It is N. Again, N. Now, what does the sound of N? What is the sound of N? Mm. Again, mm. So you try to, you know, you try to check if you know how this particular letter sounds like. Again, the letter is N. Its pronunciation is N. So you hold the sound, okay? Keep your mouth perfectly still and feel the air only at your nose. This is a very clear nasal sound. N. N. So the letter is N. Moving on to this one. Why? Again, this letter is the second to the last letter in the alphabet. This is letter Y. Y. Now, how does Y sound like? Sounds like Y. It is, oh no, let me see. This one. It sounds like Y. Y. It's also quick. Okay? Now, how do you do this? That is the middle of your tongue. The middle of your tongue. Again, it goes up high near the roof and then drops quickly. So this is a same with W and the other letter. This is a glide. So a quick movement that flows into the next sound is very much ideal. So you try to make the quick gliding sound. How does it pronounce, or what's the pronunciation of letter Y? Yi. Again, yi. So say it fast. Feel, the middle tongue move up high, very high, very sorry. You try to move your tongue high very, very quickly as much as possible so that it sounds natural. Okay? That is letter Y. Next, Okay. What is the name of this letter? What do you think? That is letter U. Now, how does letter U pronounce or enunciated? What is its sound? Sounds like uh It's like but cut off. Uh uh. Okay. So that is letter U. Again, letter U. Okay. We move on to the next letter. This is what is this letter? I'm sorry. This one. What is this letter showing? This is letter M. Again, M. Again, M. Now, when you pronounce this, your lip position should be closed. It should be close your lips. So the air here is temporarily or completely blocked in the mouth and goes only out through your nose. Okay? That's letter M. So it's a nasal sound, same as with the other one. N. So close your lips. Feel the air flow out of your nose. I'm sorry, out of your nose. Hold the sound. Make sure that no air escapes your youth. So that is letter M. Again, this is letter M. The sound of letter M is mm, mm. Okay, very good. Let's move on to the next letter. That is letter G. One more time, letter G. Again, G. That's the name of the letter, but what is the sound of letter G? That is what? G, G, G. So the back part of your, tongue, it blocks the air at the soft roof on your mouth. So air is tapped, then released immediately. That is letter G, or the sound is G, G. So you try to block the air with the back of your tongue. Speak clearly. G, G. Turn your voice on immediately. This is a voiced partner of K good, which is good. Okay? Again, the number of the letter is so many. And then, of course, the number of how it sounds like is also so many. But anyway, we're going to focus on letter G. G is for, I'm sorry, G is for, okay. Again, G is for G, G, G. That is letter G. And next is, okay, what is the name of this letter? Do you remember? This was part of my discussion yesterday. This is letter letter R. That is letter R. Again, the name of the letter is R. So that is the name of the letter. But how does letter R sound like? It sounds like R, R, R. So when it comes to this one, R, um, or yeah, R or R, you can always let me see. Okay, that's R. Yeah. So here in letter R, um, you try to curl your tongue tip back toward, especially at the center of your mouth. So the tongue must be, must not continuous to touch all what's belong to um the Savior. Okay? Again, the last letter is R. How it sounds like R. R. So you can cut the longest back. In real life, I feel the vibration in the middle of your mouth. That's what it should be. Well, there's mistakes to that, of course. So we can avoid that by allowing them to do some, practicing. So you feel the vibration here in the middle of your mouth. And then mistakes, no, we try to do lesser mistakes. Do not let your tongue hit the roof, and say clearly in the chart. I'm sorry, in the chart or in your own. Again, this is the letter R. What it sounds like is R. R. Next we have is this one. I guess not. So let's have this one. What is this letter showing? This is letter Y. I'm sorry, letter R. R. What is the pronunciation of R? R. R. Eman. I'm sorry, Eman. The letter R is our last letter here. So what does letter R sounds like? R. R. So you try to curl your tongue tip here back towards the center of your mouth. Okay? Curl the tongue back, and then in real life, feel the vibration in the middle of your mouth. Okay? That is letter R. So we're good with letter R. The name of the letter is R. Its pronunciation is R. R. Okay, very good, everyone. So that is, I think, the last exercise or the last item for the first exercise. Let's do a um let's do a quick recap of what we did for a moment. Again, these are all the letters, the 26 letters in the English alphabet. We've discussed this very thoroughly because this is the foundation. This is the basic, and the basics are very important to children. I'm sorry, for all ages, especially for those who are learning English. So let's try to read again the whole sequence of English alphabet starting from A, B, C, D, sorry, E, F. Oh, sorry for that. I'm so sorry. Let's go back. Let's review again because there's some distractions that I did unintentionally. So I'll try to do it again so that you won't be confused, of course. Again, from start to bottom, from start to end, A to Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, wow, great job, everyone. We'll stop right here. Okay, look at the clock. It's already 1 or no, it's already 8 p.m., right? So it's already time, already hit the 1 hour. or almost a few seconds. Okay, it's already 1 hour for our class. It is time for us to finish our class this evening, but we have accomplished, something truly fantastic already. We worked so hard on part one, which was all about feeling those sounds for these for each letter. You practiced every single letter sound and focused on exactly where in your mouth the sound is made. Your tongue, your lips, your voice, your throat, your nose. That detailed work is the most important foundation for clear English speaking. So you should all be very proud of your focus. We did not have time to finish part two or even start it, where we use the sounds in full words. That is perfectly okay. We will start with part two as soon as we meet again. It's just good that we separated each part so that you will not get overwhelmed. Okay? Remember, the alphabet is the map of English. That is why we really need to introduce you to this. So tonight, you made sure you know every single road on that map. So this strong knowledge will make reading and speaking so much easier for you in the future. Next time, we will immediately jump into the words in part two and then move to our new topic. Okay? We'll learn more things about English. Thank you again, everyone, for your incredible focus and dedication tonight. You are serious and excellent workers or learners. Have a very good evening, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Good night, everybody.